Hey, what's up? This is Antwon here. For this video, we're taking a look at the concept of street tech. Now, either ironically or unironically, the word street tech is something which is thrown around occasionally, both within techwear and within streetwear communities. So I thought it would be a cool thing to focus on for this video. Is the word street tech a little bit of a joke, or does it reference a legitimate movement? We're going to take a look at how you might define street tech and of course what it looks like, as well as some of the key brands, pieces, collabs, etc. which fit this style. As you might imagine, street tech, being a portmanteau of streetwear and techwear, is a style which combines elements of both of those subcultures to create something that's kind of familiar and recognizable, yet a little bit different to the standard uniform of each of those styles. From the streetwear side of the spectrum, you'll often see hyped brands or specific pieces of clothing, logo use which helps to communicate their rarity, their value, and their perceived coolness. On the techwear side of things, of course, you almost have the opposite, with a focus on performance outdoor fabrics, those tapered cargos with a lot of detailing, some of the same footwear or accessories, and a kind of black heavy or generally neutral colour palette. So from this, you might think that street tech is exclusively just putting some techwear pieces and some streetwear pieces kind of together in one fit and kind of making it work. In some cases, that's definitely not too far from the truth. You could add streetwear branding to a tech fit, for example, or add some kind of techwear piece or some technical performance to a conventional streetwear fit. And to an extent, you would achieve that look which people often describe as street tech. However, this kind of implies that there's not really any such thing as a street tech item of clothing. All there is techwear and street tech only happens when you mix the two together. And I think that idea is where the more mocking use of street tech comes from. Either that kind of, oh look, you've stuck a Supreme logo on your techwear fit to try and get Instagram likes. Or the opposite, oh look, that guy's bought an acronym jacket or some kind of performance outerwear piece, but doesn't know how to create a proper techwear fit, so is just wearing streetwear instead. I'm not denying that that happens because, of course, in some instances it does. However, I do think that there are brands and pieces which do the work of both streetwear and techwear in one. Although mainline acronym is very much in the techwear camp, a lot of acronym and Errolson Hugh collaborative projects definitely do toe the line between streetwear and techwear. If you take Stone Island Shadow Project, for example, they retain a lot of that branding that you might typically see on a Stone Island piece, but then add some more interesting cuts, performance fabrics, a lot of outerwear pieces, all of that sort of thing. Acronym's footwear collabs with Nike have attracted some of the biggest resale prices, fanaticism, and an Instagram flex status of pretty much any hype beast streetwear shoe out there at the moment. You take the acronym Prestos, for example, they have an immediately recognizable silhouette, people go mad for them, you gotta spend a lot of money to get your hands on them. And although they certainly look good from a techwear perspective and they fit really nicely in techwear fits, they don't really possess any kind of functionality or technical performance fabrics, anything like that. So a lot of the desire for the acronym Presto is driven by streetwear culture and hype. Even Nike ACG, I think, falls into this camp. It has a lot of the performance and some of the features of an average acronym jacket, but often with quite visible branding on there, so the onlookers know exactly what you're wearing and the rarity of those pieces. And of course, as of the last season, there have been some pretty hyped things in there. I also think Cavent is worth including in this little discussion of things which bridge the gap between streetwear and techwear. On the one hand, it possesses a lot of the same hype, and it certainly does have quite strong branding and a very distinct visual style. However, it does also lend itself to being used in techwear fits, and a lot of people do feature Cavent stuff in techwear fits. So I think there's a kind of natural association there between Cavent and techwear stuff, whilst also possessing a lot of those streetwear characteristics. I think if you ask your average techwear enthusiast, is Cavent techwear, they'll probably either say, kind of, or no, but it looks good with techwear stuff. And I think the very fact that those two answers will probably be the most common ones says something to me that it's doing some work in bridging the gap between these two styles. Of course, we can't really talk about streetwear without mentioning Supreme. Now, obviously your average Supreme piece has absolutely nothing to do with techwear. However, their frequent collabs with the North Face certainly do bring some kind of techwear performance to the streetwear game and branding. Now, although these are often worn purely to flex in streetwear fits, if you pair these up with the matching waterproof pants that they generally release along with the jackets, there's definitely a streetwear, techwear kind of hybrid thing going on there within that single collab. And of course, you could always mix one of those Supreme North Face jackets with a more overtly techwear trouser as well. And then right there, you've got that Hypebeast branding along with the performance of the Gore-Tex and the performance of techwear bottoms as well. You could even make a case for the North Face generally, although you don't really see the same sort of resell as you might imagine with your traditional streetwear piece. It certainly does carry some weight in the streetwear community, and for a lot of people it is the go-to outerwear piece. And of course they insist on putting their branding on pretty much everything they do. In terms of accessories, those little side bags and shoulder bags, all that kind of thing, that's very much a common feature as well between streetwear fits and techwear fits. So you'll often see very, very similar bags used in both. That Atom Sling, for example, that I featured a couple of months ago now in a video, that's the kind of thing that you could wear in a streetwear fit just as easily as you could as a techwear fit. And although I wouldn't really consider it a streetwear piece, I think it goes nice enough with those things that you could put it in a streetwear fit. So therefore, even items like that, they kind of toe the line a little bit as well. And of course, you take a different brand, you take something like Eastpak, for example, that would be even more in place in a streetwear fit. But often they're black, made of ripstop or other kind of nice fabrics, and they would just look, pretty good alongside a more techwear jacket. So that kind of thing as well, I think has some kind of relationship with both of those things and kind of meets in the middle a little bit. So I think the fact that these items exist which you can purchase, which are maybe streetwear but have some kind of techwear functionality in them, or a techwear but they have some kind of relationship with streetwear culture, there's a kind of space in the middle of those two things. And that space, I think, definitely gives legitimacy to the idea of street tech as some kind of style of its own, and not just a bit of a joke when someone's throwing pieces from one style into the other, or vice versa. Whether you like that style or not, of course, is up to you. So those were my thoughts really on the idea of street tech. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments. I'd be interested to hear if you guys think that there is some kind of legitimacy behind this, or whether you do think that it's just a little bit of a joke and these things should be kept separate. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. There's been some amazing support on the recent videos, which I really, really do appreciate. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Welcome to Techwear ASMR. If you'd like to know about performance fabrics and why Prestos are the best techwear shoe,